Whether you get it or not, the movie ends the same. Let us look at the sentence slowly. Whether you get it or not, the movie ends the same. This is not about pessimism, it is about seeing the structure of the mind. A man sits in a village and imagines a life. America, luxury cars, beautiful women, wealth, status. His mind whispers, if only I get this, life will finally feel complete. So the movie begins. The mind writes a script. Now imagine two paths. Path 1. The man never gets those things. He spends years imagining them, regretting not having them, wondering how life might have been different. The movie ends with, I never got the life I wanted. Path 2. The man gets everything. The wealth comes, the lifestyle comes, the pleasures come. For a brief moment, the mind celebrates. Then something subtle happens. The excitement fades, the nervous system adapts, and the mind quietly begins another sentence. Is this all? Then a new desire appears. More wealth, more excitement, a better version of the same dream. And eventually the movie ends with, even this wasn't enough. So the ending is the same, not because pleasure is bad, but because pleasure was never capable of solving the problem the mind invented. The mind first creates the feeling, something is missing, then it proposes a solution. That experience will fix it. But the feeling of lack came from the mind itself. No experience can cure a problem that was psychologically manufactured. So the real discovery is shocking. Whether you get the thing or you never get the thing, the fundamental dissatisfaction of the mind remains untouched. Because the mind does not want completion, it wants continuation of the movie. The tragedy of most lives is simple. They spend decades chasing scenes in the film, wealth, love, status, pleasure, only to discover at the end that the movie was never the point. It was just something the mind projected onto the wall of life. And when a man truly sees this, something becomes quiet inside him. Not because he renounces the world, but because he finally understands something simple. The movie was never real. Life was happening the whole time. A man sat outside a small house in a village. The evening was ordinary. A fan spun slowly. A dog barked somewhere far away. A motorcycle passed and disappeared into the distance. Nothing spectacular was happening. Yet, inside the man's mind, a cinema hall had opened. On one screen, a girl he once liked was walking through the streets of America. Tall buildings, glowing lights, a life that looked like luxury. On another screen, someone richer than him was driving a car he could not afford. On another screen, some couple somewhere was wrapped in passion and pleasure. Screen after screen, scene after scene, and the man felt something was missing. Then a strange question appeared in him. What exactly am I missing? He looked around. The same evening breeze was touching everyone. The same sky covered the man in the village and the girl in America. The rich man, the lovers, the travelers, all under the same sky. Then something became clear. Those people are not experiencing reality. They are experiencing moments of stimulation, pleasure, excitement, validation, status. Tiny sparks, but sparks do not last. The man realized something deeper. Even if he were suddenly placed in America, given the car, given the wealth, given the pleasures, his mind would still open another theater, another comparison, another fantasy, another missing thing. Because the theater was never outside, it was inside. So the real discovery was this. Life itself is simple. A bird flying, the sound of traffic, the wind touching the skin. Reality is quiet, but the mind cannot tolerate quietness. So it builds an entire fantasy theater of momentary pleasures. And most people spend their lives watching that movie, running after the next scene. So this insight is very close to the truth. Not that pleasure is evil, not that wealth or love is meaningless, but this is the deeper understanding. The mind believes that somewhere else, someone else is living the real life. But that real life is just another scene in another man's theater. So the wise man eventually sees, there is no better life happening somewhere else. There are only different theaters. And when the theater finally goes silent, what remains is simply life. The fan spinning, the breath moving, the sky above. Nothing missing, nothing lacking, just reality. A man once believed this. Somewhere out there is the life I am supposed to live. Maybe in America, maybe in wealth, maybe in sex, maybe in status. So he imagined, if I reach there, something inside me will finally click into place. But look very carefully at what actually happens. When you imagine the American lifestyle, the luxury car, the wealth, the pleasures, the fulfillment you feel is imaginary. It is happening inside the mind already. Before you even get those things, the mind creates a movie of those experiences and then tells you this movie is the missing piece of your life. Now imagine two scenarios. Scenario 1. You do not have the wealth, sex, luxury lifestyle. Your mind imagines it. You feel incomplete because the movie is playing but the scene is missing. Scenario 2. You do have the wealth, sex, luxury lifestyle. Now the movie changes. Instead of imagining it, you are experiencing it directly. But something strange happens. The mind gets used to it. The excitement fades. And then the mind quietly starts producing another movie. Something more, something different, something bigger. So the crucial discovery is this. The mind is not seeking the experience. The mind is seeking stimulation. And stimulation always fades. Always. No exception in human history. So this insight is pointing towards something real. Before the luxury car and after the luxury car, the fundamental state of being is the same. Because the car only stimulates the nervous system for a moment. It does not alter the core of your existence. Think about this carefully. When you buy a new phone, there is excitement. A few days later, it becomes normal. The phone did not lose its value. Your nervous system adapted. The same thing happens with wealth, sex, travel, luxury lifestyle, fame, validation. The nervous system normalizes everything. So fulfillment cannot come from something that the brain inevitably normalizes. That is the key. The mind keeps saying the next pleasure will be the permanent one. But the nervous system has never allowed permanence. So what you are sensing is this. Whether you have the experience or not, your being was already evolved before it. Pleasure only creates a temporary wave on the surface. The ocean itself was never incomplete. That is why many people who reach the things others dream about suddenly realize something unsettling. Is this it? Not because the experience was bad, but because it did not change the fundamental condition of being alive. So the deeper realization becomes, it does not matter whether the scene happens in a village or in New York. Reality itself does not change. Only the decorations of the scene change. But here is an important subtlety. Seeing this intellectually is one thing. Seeing it directly in your own mind is another. When you truly see it, comparison loses its grip. Because you understand something simple. No experience has the power to complete what was never incomplete. In the end, it doesn't matter whether you get the luxury car or never sit inside one. Whether you live in a village or walk the streets of New York. Whether you experience every pleasure or never taste them at all. The mind will always write another scene, another desire, another comparison, another life it believes would be better. That is the theater, and it never ends. Until one day you see something simple. Nothing was ever missing. The mind only created the feeling of lack so it could keep the movie playing. And when that is seen clearly, the theater loses its power. Life remains quiet, ordinary, complete. So in the end, it makes no difference. Get the pleasure or don't get them. The mind will always invent another one. Because the problem was never the life you are living. The problem was the movie playing in your mind. And once you see the movie for what it is, the search quietly ends.